Big win for you tonight. Very impressed. How did you feel in there?
Yeah, I felt really good. I just want to get back in there. As soon as the fight finished, I was like, damn, I want 3 more rounds. Yeah, it's so fun. God, I wish I didn't like scraps like that because, it's not good for your health long term, but fuck, it's fun. Yeah, and I hope I put a good performance. I know I put on a good performance. If I could hear the crowd, man, that crowd was unreal. There was so much energy coming towards us. It was just really awesome having that. It almost brought me to tears at the end when I was dedicating the fight to my mum because it's just like, I don't know. Like, everyone's got a mum, so I think everyone had an affinity for it. I could almost feel the crowd being like, yeah, I love my mum too. And I was like, good. Call your mothers today, everyone. Sunday's a good day to call your mum.
That's awesome. As impressive it was, obviously you took some damage as well. Physically, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, physically I feel good because mentally I'm a skyrocket. Just get healed up, and then when the doctor gives me the clear, just try to get back on another card. I know there's a rumour of a card in the middle of the year back here in Aussie, so I'm just looking at that straight away, yeah. Because this is our job, I want to be in this for at least another 7 years, so I'm 32, so I'm not thinking holiday time, I'm thinking 2 or 3 more fights this year. Probably here and back over the ditch and maybe try to get a big one at the end of the year in Vegas or something. That'd be cool.
You talk about mentally how you did feel in the cage afterwards, because last time, it was such a weird experience. How'd you feel tonight afterwards?
Yeah, real comfortable in there speaking on the mic. Felt like I said it before I'm on a post, it's like, now when I fight, in the cage, I'm looking over him, I was like, that feels like reality. This feels like not even real enough. It's only, I need to be in there. I'm probably turning myself into an adrenaline junkie or something, because that felt like hyper reality. Everything's going so fast, but then I come back to normal life and it's like, damn, I want to get back there, get that fixed. But I just feel so happy that I got another fight on my contract and I smash that dude, and then just keep the ball rolling, keep working up, take Aotearoa to the top of the world and try to keep spreading a good positive message, using this platform for something other than just making money and getting famous. Yeah.
You dropped him a couple of times. Were you surprised with?
I actually only dropped him once. A good crack. I cracked him a good one before that. Sorry, what was your question before?
Were you surprised how tough he was? Did you expect to finish it?
I was surprised at his poker face, to be honest, because I knew he was toughish, but I don't like talking bad about it because I don't know the inner workings of any man. I just look at what they do in a fight, how they react. Woo, he was pumping himself up. So in a funny way, it's I feel like he fakes it till he makes it, but he's really good at faking it. He just didn't make it. I don't know what to say, but yeah, it was I was surprised when I cracked him a couple, and he just didn't really show that he was hurt until the very end. Obviously, when he got dropped, but yeah, he was a tough dude. I'm nothing but the best for him in his career. I know he'll come back strong because from watching his first fight in the Dana White Contender Series till now, he's improved a lot, and he's a real awkward style. I forget that sometimes we're training at CKB. I train for a lot of the world's best kickboxers. Crispy as technique, and that forces me to perform at a real high level. But then sometimes in MMA, if you got guys it can kind of mess with you. So I was trying to come around with hooks and straights, and he just had this weird cage style. I'm used to sort of stuff like that, but it was just a little bit different, a little bit awkward. But it's good, a good learning experience. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other awkward dudes to fight, awkward white boys to fight in the future.
You mentioned just before wanting to do this for something other than money. Tell us a bit about that message you sent.
Well, so how I think of it, I'm a 25-year-old Caucasian Māori, but back home in my country, per capita, me, a 25-year-old Māori or Māori men or women, they're the highest, they're committing suicide the highest rate in the entire world, just based per capita. And that's messed up. One of the most beautiful countries in the world, and we've got the highest youth suicide rates. I know last year, 2 kids under 13 that killed themselves, bro. That's real. That's realer than this. Fuck UFC, any of that shit. If some little kid is killing themselves because of the circumstances that they're going through, why am I here making $100,000 a fight? Fuck that. I'd rather give that kid a chance or give him something to be inspired by. So when I went away after my last fight, I saw a lot of these kids where I'm from. I see the environments there. And Auckland's nice where I'm from. It's a nice. I've taken myself out of the ghetto or whatever. But going back there, they're all beautiful kids, and everyone likes to talk smack about where I'm from and trying to be oh, you got to wear a bulletproof vest to go through Marae Nui. And I was like, that whole mentality is what's wrong with the world. No one wants to help. They just want to be I'll just stay up here looking at you guys, and then those are the guys that are killing themselves, and we're just pretending it's not happening. So I know it sounds bad to be saying it after a fight, a big win, we have the highest youth suicide rates, but I'm going to keep saying that till it's the opposite, till it's not true, till we have the highest rates of kids helping each other, the most cordial, most the strongest community as a whole. So I think because New Zealanders, like, we're a bunch of warriors, we all just like enjoy fighting culture, and for someone to come out like as a fighter and be like, yo, I cry and I look after my mental health and I talk to people, I talk to men, and like we talk about emotions and stuff, to know that that's all good. Because in a lot of kids' eyes, when I went back to the hood, they were like, bro, you're like the manliest guy I can think of, because I fight in the UFC. And I'm like, gee, you can cry then, it's all good. Like if I can cry and get stronger from it, anyone can do it. You don't have to be a UFC fighter to be tough, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know. Thanks, man.
At the media day, you talked a lot about you being depressed after your last fight. What did you learn from that, and what would you do different this time to not get in the same?
Oh, so yeah, so it was like I've talked about it, like a lot of fighters will know what I'm talking about, like post-fight depression, but it's more like that is a different thing. That's like you've set a goal, and then now that goal's accomplished. Now you're like, oh shit, I thought all this stuff was going to come with it, but what I realized was my drive to get to where I am or where I was really superficial. I was going there for like money and fame. Like that was my driving force every day. I was like, bro, it'll all be worth it, G, because you have heaps of money when you win this fight or whatever. And then when I won the fight, I was like, yeah, I did get heaps of money, and yeah, people did think I was famous. But then they'd be talking to me, and I'd be like, why do I feel so empty? So I went back home and reconnected with my coach, my whānau. And I'm already mentally prepared, because I took 6 weeks off, bro. It was way harder than any fight camp I've ever been through. I've had like 43 fights, and that 6 weeks was the hardest, because it was real shit. It wasn't like just running. It was sitting down with my mum, my uncle, my koro, you know, my immediate family, and telling them the stuff that's really close to my heart. Like, as soon as I go to say things, I'd like start breaking up, because it was that the emotional connection was to it. But instead of like being like, oh no, fuck it, I'll just who cares, we'll just move on from that, I just kept digging and digging and digging until I put myself like to the rock bottom to find what was there. And then I found like, oh, I still love myself, and you know, all this good, and I have family that love me. So I was like, thought I was just going to keep going down, down and down till nothing was good. And then it was like, boom. So I'm like way up there now, and I've really got a clear vision into the future. And I'm still ready because I know life is like ups and downs. Everything comes in waves. So I'm ready for that down. I know what to do. Go back to my family, kōrero with my friends and loved ones. Let outsiders outside of my own body, let them tell me that they love me in case I don't love myself enough. Yeah, but ready for it.
Have you been inspired by like Tyson Fury and Max Holloway about speaking out about the
I didn't know Max Holloway talked about it. It's funny because I even saw Nadia Nassim speaking about it, and I don't think it's like in the last like year and a half, it seemed like mental health awareness is like really on the rise, and I think it's just a symptom of like it being pushed aside for a long time. So I expect the next 5 years for a lot, not just in fighting, but in a lot of different industries where people are going to be like, oh wow, as much as we like to pretend like hard science, and I'm doing my hands. As much as we like to pretend like everything on the surface and you can do things and you're not going to have any emotional attachment to it, now we know about hauora, you know, everything is connected. So I think it's good. I think it's just really good. And yeah, I am inspired. I guess I didn't know anyone was doing this stuff before I did it. In my mind, even when I came out with the Tino Rangatira flag, I thought I had no role models. So I became the role model that I wanted as a kid. And I think it's just good that other people are doing that for other kids as well. Because I'm not saying I'll be the only one to do it. We need everyone to be doing it, because there's 7 billion people on this world. They're not all going to see me fight, see that video and be like, yeah, I'm not going to make that choice now, Shane. I will like reach out to someone. Like, we need it, you know, every fight card almost someone's got to be talking about it, because as tough as we are, we inspire a lot of young kids, you know, and for them to look at us being really tough, they'll be like, oh man, I'm not as tough as him. I cry when I go to bed or something. It'd be awesome for them to be like, oh, he's just like me, but he's just 25 now. I can be tough like that when I get old as well. So I just want to keep it up, just keep pushing.
Keith as well, what did Israel think about Robert Whittaker going out? You spoke to him about it?
He has nothing but respect for all fighters, so he is just respectful, so he would just know. I think all he asked was like, so I'm getting the pay-per-view points, right? I was like, hell yeah, homie. Oh, I didn't pump him up on the fight. Damn. Sorry, mum got all the credit this time. Yeah, all good. I hope everyone tunes in for the pay-per-view. It's going to be epic, yeah.
Shane, given what you went through for the past 6 months.
Woo! Shane, my mans! Yeah, boy! Shot brothers! Bam Bam and Tyson, good guys. Good lads.
Yeah, just given what you went through in the past 7 months, did it make this win that much more special?
I already won once I came back to the gym, Because I said I was not going to fight. I was either fully commit my life to fighting, because I was half-assing it for the last couple of years, to be honest. Even when I got in the UFC, even before Singapore, I was kind of half-assing it, bro. Like, just not committing fully to, like, committing the rest of my life to it. I was like, oh, no, I can be selfish and do this and that. But, so once I came back and I told Eugene, fully serious, that this is it, I already won. So regardless of the result, I'm going to keep pushing, using MMA, this platform of the UFC, to keep inspiring. I guess the big thing was like dedicating it to my mum, bro. That was like huge, because I reconnected heaps with my mum while I was in that time, because I just had a single mum growing up. And anyone that's had a single parent growing up, and a young parent, she was only 21 when she had me, 16 when she had my brother, but he passed away. It was real hard on her, and I went through a lot of messed up. It wasn't even messed up, but I thought it was at the time. But then I was like, bro, she was only 26 when that happened. You're 25. Imagine having a little child crying, being like, Mum, why can't I get this and this and that? And she had to like deal with that. So like, I have so much more respect for my mum now, so much more love for her. So I guess that was like a big thing. When I remember out the back, I was like, just remember, because I didn't have any speech prepared. I was like, just remember, you got to dedicate it to your mum. And I was like, like taking a mimi, and I was like, shut up, okay, just win that fight. All I thought was like, if there's any ever point where I was like, you kind of have to dig, like you can either stay here or you can move. It was like, think about like, you have to have that post-fight speech. So there was one time where I was like, kind of like, at the end of the third round, there was 2 minutes left, and I was like, man, I'm a little bit freaked. And I was like, I just went away straight away, because like, you're winning this fight. So I just went in 2-3-2, and that was it. It was only that one moment where I was like, fuck, I'm a little bit tired, but mama had me.
And what are you looking for your next fight?
I know there's a card happening here in Aussie in June or July. I know more details, I'm just not allowed to say, but I'll be back in June or July. I got my birthday in July, so I'll definitely have another UFC fight before I turn 26. Damn, 4 before I turn 20. I thought I was only going to be in the UFC at 26. That was always my goal. I've always hit goals like a year, 2 years before they happen. So 2022 is when I said I'll have a world title fight. So just stay tuned.
Thank you.
I mean, that's a fantastic mustache, by the way, bro. Sweet. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.